Okay. 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 Good evening, everybody. We have a short agenda tonight. Let's see if we can get through it quickly. First, we start off with Resolution 84, 2021, authorizing mayor to sign contract for the sale of real property. Somebody like to make a motion on that?
I'll make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign Resolution 84, 2021, the sale of real property at 45 Fair Street to James Eli.
Second.
All in favor? Well, I guess never mind.
It's roll call.
Discussion?
Roll call. So,
Discussion?
okay.
or no?
Whereas James Eli is owner of the restaurant located at 45 Fair Street, Cold Spring, New York, and has offered to purchase a strip of land adjacent to the north and west of his lot currently owned by the village. And whereas the subject land consists of approximately 1,032 square feet, and it is further described in the description attached as Exhibit A, herein after the village parcel. And whereas the village parcel is primarily being utilized now as part of the parking area of the commercial restaurant, and whereas the village board has declared this land as surplus and it is not needed for any municipal use, as this village parcel is not used for highway purposes and does not serve or is used as sewer or water purposes, has no environmental or recreational or parkland component, and is not used for the administration of fire or police purposes. And whereas the sale of this village parcel will limit the village's liability exposure and maintenance responsibilities, and whereas James Eli has offered to purchase the village parcel for fair and adequate consideration, which offer price is supported by the assessor's fair market value, and whereas the sale price would not be less than $4,128. Whereas the proposed sale of the village parcel is an action subject to the State Environmental Quality Review Act, SECRA, and the village board has determined the sale of this small parcel is an unlisted action for which the village has reviewed an assessment form pursuant to SECRA. Now therefore it is hereby resolved that the village board declares itself the lead agency with respect to the SECRA review of the sale of the village parcels, since there are no other agencies that have authority to approve the sale, and let it be further resolved that the village board of trustees hereby issues a negative declaration, see attached, for this proposed action under SECRA, as this sale will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts, and an environmental impact statement is not required. And let it be further resolved that the village board of trustees hereby determines that the sale of the village parcels is in the public interest of the residents of the village, and resolved that the village board hereby authorizes the mayor to execute any and all required agreement and documentation to effectuate the sale of the village parcels, including but not limited to the deed and necessary transfer document, subject to the review and approval as to form and content by the attorney for the village. By order of the village, okay. Roll call.
Mayor Randy,
Aye.
trustee Foley,
I
think
abstain,
you're-
and I would like to explain why after the vote.
Jeff, I
I
think you're on
apologize, I
mute.
was muted.
Yeah.
Trustee Foley, I didn't hear what your vote
I
was.
said that I abstain. I would abstain, and I request an opportunity to explain why at the end of the vote.
Trustee Early,
Yes.
trustee Murphy,
Yes,
trustee Woods.
can't hear you.
That-
You're muted, Tweeps.
Yes,
Okay, this resolution is adopted by a vote 4 yes, 1 abstention.
May I state my reason for objection, Mr. Mayor?
Sure. Fine, sure.
Was that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. I have no objection to the sale of the property to Mr. Eli. Two items. There is no Exhibit A, so the documentation is incomplete, or at least as it was provided to the board, there is no Exhibit A. And I'm not aware that we as a board have declared this land surplus. We haven't had a vote other than to proceed with the sale and pass the documentation to the village attorney. So I don't believe that the land has been declared surplus. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
Again, I don't object to the sale of this, to the sale itself to Mr. Eli.
I think that when we discussed the sale originally, we described the parcels themselves, which are not in use by the village at all. And my conclusion was that they are surplus. They are not of use to the village in any way, shape, or form.
I agree that they are not, but this is an active verb, which implies that we took a decision that we have declared the land surplus. It's fine. It is passed. I'm just stating my reason for the public record.
Okay, let's move on then. Next is resolution 85, 2021, authorizing mayor to sign contract with the PBA. I'll make a motion. Well, can someone else do that, please?
Yes, I make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the contract with the Village of Cold Spring Police Benevolent Association, Inc.
Second,
Marie, would you like to just discuss a bit?
Sure, I'll read the resolution. Whereas the contract between the Village of Cold Spring and the Village of Cold Spring Police Benevolent Association, Inc., the PBA, expired on May 31st, 2020, and whereas the two parties have conducted and completed negotiations on a new agreement that will expire on May 31st, 2024, and whereas on September 14th, the Village Board of Trustees voted unanimously to approve the proposed memorandum of agreement, MOA, between the village and PBA, and whereas the items agreed to in the MOA have been incorporated into a contract with the PBA. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Village of Cold Spring that the mayor is hereby authorized to sign the contract as amended with the PBA covering the period June 1st, 2020 through May 31st, 2024. You should all have a copy of the marked up contract. The changes are in 6.1 and 7.3.
You got that?
that's received.
Trustee Early,
Yes,
trustee Foley,
Yes.
trustee Murphy,
Yes,
trustee Woods,
Yes.
Mayor Morandi.
Aye.
Officially adopted by a vote of 5-0 on this date.
Next, quickly, well, not quickly, probably, it's an update on the sander. I sent everyone my thoughts on it. There are a number of options. I did get a price for a new electric sander, a 4-yarder. It's about well, let's just say it's $7,000. The other option is to have a retrofit for $7,000 for hydraulic to use the sander that we have. And the other option is we can work with Phillipstown. I talked to Richard Shea, Supervisor Shea, and they're willing to rent us or lease us the sander and a truck for the winter. I guess it's for the winter, he didn't say, but that came out to about $1,400 if we use it for 4 months, or we could just, let's see, or we could purchase a truck for $3,500 and rent the sander for $200 a month, and then decide what we wanted to do with the sander. Phillipstown's not interested in selling the sander right now.
Dave, I am unfamiliar with the advantages, the pros and the cons of an electric versus an hydraulic sander. Can you or anyone else explain what the advantages or disadvantages are of either type? Well,
I think one big advantage is, and I'm not I'm not well versed in this, that's for sure. But the electric sander could be placed on any of the trucks that, they're equipped to hold it, obviously, weight wise. And no special attachments are made, can be made. So it could be, if we purchase that, we could use it on the new truck we're getting, or we could use it on, the truck we have. The hydraulic, my understanding is that, you need the hydraulic system to be connected. And that's where the $7,000 comes in to retrofit the truck we have. The truck where you have watered, Bugsy said, it'll align with that, or, you can easily install it on that.
Okay. Does the Phillipstown truck require a CDL?
It's a F550. I don't think it does, but
Okay.
I'm not positive on that.
Okay,
Told no.
sorry.
I'm told no, it does not require a CDL.
Any other thoughts on this?
Well, it seems to me the outright purchase of the truck without the sander and the lease of the sander is not the wise decision, since we'd have a 20-year-old truck added to our fleet with the new truck coming in the spring. So option number 2 seems to me to be not the most prudent choice.
I agree, Marie.
So then just leasing the Phillipstown truck and sander for the winter until whatever new truck we've ordered comes in seems to be at this point the most logical thing to do, I believe.
Definitely the most cost effective, and it'll be $1,400, and we can have it as soon as they pass their resolution, or do whatever what's needed on their end. They are having a meeting on Thursday. I told Richard I'd contact them tomorrow. So whatever we'd like to do, if it's working with Phillipstown, I will contact them and ask them to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, that one seems like the most practical. It's the most effective, immediately effective solution. However, there's still the question of the electric versus the hydraulic for the new truck in the spring, correct?
Well, we wouldn't need to retrofit the other truck. We would just wait for the new truck to come in, and hopefully that'll be before next winter. And then the sander that we have would work on that. So,
And it also buys time. It buys time for a fuller fleet assessment as well, inexpensively.
So what I'm hearing is, I need whatever. I need to make.
So I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to select as the option the lease from Phillipstown, the Ford F550 with a 4-yard sander for a period of 4 months, for the sander for $350 and a total of $1,400.
Kathleen, can you make that 5 months just in case we need to go into
I
April?
think that, yes, that's a good modification, Marie. I accept 5 months.
Okay, thank you. So I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I will contact Richard tonight. If there's any modifications needed, the new board will be able to do that at their next meeting. In case the price goes up a little or whatever. This is just all through talking to Richard. So we have no contract or nothing in front of us to say that's actually what the numbers will be. But I think that's what was quoted. So hopefully that'll work. Okay, moving along. Easier than I thought. Next is appointment of Yaslin Daniels to Planning Board, fill a vacancy through December 2022. This is Dave Marion has resigned because he moved out of the village. It's been open for quite some time. I received a letter of interest and also a resume, which all the board has. And I would like to appoint Yaslin to the Planning Board.
A second.
Discussion?
I have a question. Could you explain what a not-for-profit planning board is that she describes in her cover letter?
No, I cannot.
And of course, planning boards are neither for-profit nor not-for-profit. I just thought that was curious. And this seat has been open since roughly summer 2019, when Mr. Marion moved north, but you're making this appointment now,
No, he
6
didn't
days
move that.
before you leave office.
He didn't move that far back. He only moved in the past.
Wherever he moved, Fran, it was
Less,
quite
no,
some time ago.
less than a year.
He resigned.
Has the position been open?
He resigned from the planning board, I think in 2019.
Summer
He-
2019.
He moved out of the area in the last 9 months.
And
Well,
we've had
I think
no
it's,
we've had no letters of interest until now. And
Right.
our planning board chair has talked to Donald McDonald and asked him if he would join, and Donald said that he wouldn't be able to. And I would like to fill this position. I think she's totally qualified to fill a position.
I don't have any objection, Dave. I think it's great when new people step forward and are willing to be involved. And Ms. Daniels made clear her intent to be engaged with the village during her campaign. So I don't have any objection. I object to the timing, but I don't have any objection to the appointment.
Okay, I will. I've made a promise.
So we have a motion on the table. It's been
Yeah.
seconded.
So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm abstaining. Thank you.
Okay, usually I think when you abstain, there should be a reason, either,
Sure, I can give you a reason.
sure.
I don't particularly think it looks very good to do this your last meeting. That's number one. Number two, there was just a campaign. I don't know if you saw that. Think you were pretty involved in that. This is just a little dicey for me if I vote yes or if I vote no. Looks like pity, looks like, I don't know. I'm not into it. I wish her the best of luck. And I'm abstaining from my vote.
I just like, it's just curious, and I was thinking about this, and of course, obviously, this is what I figured would happen, but it just reminded me of the campaigns when Barack Obama at the end of his term wanted to appoint Merrick Garland to the Supreme Court, and was stopped, and the outrage over that. And then the following term, when Trump at the end of his term wanted to do that, and then everyone flipped on how that, because of what had happened during the Obama period. So,
I think Merrick Garland was actually pretty qualified for the position, but
oh, and you're not, and what does that mean?
Okay, I just think it's nice to leave.
That means that you don't think Yaslyn's qualified.
you brought up other examples.
I did.
I just think it's nice to leave with all boards having no vacancies rather than coming in with boards with vacancies. I think it makes more sense to pass that on. So that's why partly why I'm in favor of it, also because I think Yaslyn is qualified. I just don't like leaving holes in boards.
I think she's very
You've
qualified.
left a hole in this board since 2019. That's a curious statement.
Well, it's because no one has applied. And maybe you'll find it easier to find people, but we haven't, no one
And
has.
like I said, Dave, I have no objection. I have no objection.
Okay,
Well,
moving on.
addressing you, I just saying, I think this is.
Okay,
So Jeff, what is the vote?
Are you taking a vote?
vote,
I thought we did.
we did.
The vote, I
Oh,
thought,
yes,
believe was
we
four
stand.
in
You're right.
favor and
You're
one
right.
abstention.
Okay.
You're right. Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks.
Well, I'm so glad this is the last meeting. I cannot tell you how happy I am.
You're not
approval
kidding.
permit 11/23/21.
I'll make a motion. Did you make it, Dave? I'm sorry.
No, I did not.
Okay, I make a motion to approve minutes from the Board of Trustees meeting November 23rd, 2021.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anything else from the board?
Nope.
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 Oh, I'm sorry, one other thing. The signage for Park Mobile is awaiting installation. As soon as it's installed, we will then convert from Flowbird to Park Mobile.
Okay.
Thank you, Marie.
Since this is our last meeting, I would just like to thank, I have to do something here, cannot stand. I just like to thank everyone that I worked for in the last 6 to 7 years, I guess. It's been a ride. Until this past year, it was exceptional and worked with exceptional people. I can't thank Marie and Fran enough. Incredible people to work with, and thank you so much for all your time. It really has been a privilege and to work with both of you. And as I said in the past, and I thank Jeff, who's just is instrumental in keeping this village going, has done an incredible job, as Larry Burke, as the head of our police department, and Michelle and as treasurer, all exceptional people. So I'd like to thank all the volunteers also that I've worked with, and all of the the people that I've had to work with over the years, Metro North and Magazino and M&T Bank, and all of those folks that were always willing to help and very accessible. Thank you to all those folks. I'd like to thank all the voters and the people who did put trust in me and still have trust in me. I've put 100 and whatever % in every day of my term and more, keeping my business going and keeping the village going. I'm proud of the work we've all accomplished. I would have liked to have done a few more things, but I guess it doesn't matter how long you're in office. You'd probably want another year or whatever to finish what you've got going. So anyway, that said, and I'd like to especially thank my wife and my family for and some very close friends for being with me in a tough time when a character assassination seemed to be running rampant. And maybe most folks don't realize this when they're attacking someone, but they do have family. And when you call someone a misogynist or a sexist, and that person's married and has daughters, that has an effect. And these were unfounded accusations that were run by the campaign. They'll say not directly, but they still were. And so thank you to my family and to Stephanie, my wife, for being incredibly supportive and with me all the way, and for the people that wrote letters of support and the people that have talked to me and I know are my friends, and I do appreciate that so much. We're lucky if we have any friends in this world. To have as many as I do is I feel an accomplishment, and to have such a great family. So thank you all, and I wish the next administration all the luck in the world. It's a tough time. It's every election is like a crossroad, it seems, and we're at one again. And I do wish everyone the best of luck in the village. A lot of hard workers, and I'm sure that won't end. And we're lucky to have everyone working for the village. So thank you all. And with that, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Public comments, Dave?
Like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I
Good night, everyone.
Good night.